Good morning, Molweni, goeiemôre, Sanbonani. Dis regtig 'n voorreg om vanoggend saam met u te wees. I'm indeed privileged this morning to share a little bit of story of Paul's partners in Agri-Land Solutions. But I know I've got only 10 minutes and I want to take half a minute of my 10 minutes to just confirm what Yandi de Villiers have in his devotion touched on this morning when he spoke about heroes of faith, geloofshelde. Two parts I want to celebrate. The one is my own personal part. I'm one of three brothers. I'm the youngest of my three brothers. My late brother Daniel, second brother Thomas, and then Lennox. Now you can see there's something wrong in this combination. I'm the only one without a biblical name. But this morning when Yandi spoke, and he spoke of geloofshelde, I don't know if you were actually noticing. He mentioned a couple of names and he dropped Lennox in there. And I thought to myself, goeie genade. We're having a family meeting at the end of this month. Thank you, Yandi. I really need to go and tell my family, read the Bible again. My naam is daar. My name is there. I am officially inducted in the Bible. Baie dankie, Yandi. What a befitting devotion this morning. The second part I want to celebrate brings me here today. I am here to pay tribute in telling the stories of farmers, black and white, who came together in 2014, 19th of August, in a small town called Ceres. And their idea was to say, we want to build agriculture inclusively, together. We recognize things were done wrong in the past. Here is an opportunity. And they took a leap of faith. En hulle het met hy byeenkoms 'n geloof stap geneem. PAL stands for Partners in Agri-Land Solutions. And the idea of these farmers when they came together was to say, we want to transform, we want to contribute. But we want to do it in a practical way. We want to be sure it's merit-based and honest. And we want to grow the economy, not cut the cake in half and make it smaller. We want to extend the cake, grow the economy, create the much needed jobs, and more importantly, unite our rural people on the ground, build the social harmony that we want as a nation of South Africa. That's what PALS wanted to achieve in 2014 when they came together. Three things. I'm going to be very quick because I want to touch on an important part in the next two slides. What is PALS? If people ask us, what is PALS? It's private sector leading it, black and white farmers working together closely with the surrounding communities where PALS enterprises are implemented. But also important, working closely with all spheres of government, local, provincial, and national. Secondly, PALS have registered a framework that's a registered trademark that subscribes on 8 critical success factors. We heard Kali in his video speak about the critical success factors. We can't just give people land and expect people to be successful. We've seen it, a noble effort has been made since 1994, but we must be honest. It has not achieved the intended results. Simply giving people land without various other factors to support them on that land is actually leading them to their own demise. A third one was, in a unique feature of PALS is, wherever PALS projects are established, there need to be a unique PALS center where we can support, facilitate, and help those farmers working together to establish PALS enterprises in that specific area. So that was the PALS center that acts as a one-stop shop. And the first one started was in Ceres. And then we grew the initiative. We're now also in Free State, and we are now also operating in Mpumalanga. Just briefly, that's only an organogram to tell us this is what the structure of PALS look like. If you look on the left-hand side, those are the regions. Witzenberg in the Western Cape, Free State, Maluti. In the Eastern Free State, Mpumalanga in the Nelspruit area. And then importantly, other regions where we have not launched yet, but who are speaking to us. And this is where I want to spend a half a minute too. Farmers across the country are speaking to us to say, listen, we see what you are doing. We hear the good stories. We hear the new heroes and the new role models that are brought forth. How can we get involved? And that's perhaps after my 10 minutes are finished, I would like to engage with people who might be from other regions to talk, how can we grow this initiative of people taking hands on the ground and working together? Then it's also giving you the idea of the leadership of the board, which I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. I will not spend a lot of time on our PLS framework. Suffice to say, we have about 21 models, different models of how we can bring these partnerships together. How farmers can get together, emerging farmers, building successful enterprises. This is about one model, but what is important in it is to see their company shareholding. We bring in experience, mentorship and management, compulsory training and mentorship, which is among some of the built-in features in the PLS enterprises we establish. I've spoken earlier about what is unique about the PLS approach. We can't just give land and expect people to be successful on their own. We need more than land. It's more than land required to make farmers. And you've got experience. We've done this through research, academia, and also consulting with commercial experts and farmers to advise us on what are those critical success factors that we need. And some of them are listed there. All in all, we are saying at the end of it, if you look at skills, capital, purchase of inputs, access to markets, to sell your product, markets to access those inputs, and an important one also, to create a supportive environment that can secure and at least assist enhancing the chances of success of the new established farmers we are working. These just the phases we do when we implement shortly. Since 2015, these are some of the achievements. I was speaking to Tommy Ferreira from Mpumalanga Agri this morning, and he was saying, boere wil success sien. Boere wil nie net mooi stories hoor nie. And I want to invite you, it started in Ceres, and I want to invite you to come and visit and see what farmers are doing in Ceres. Black and white farmers who held hands from Kali. Since 2014, in a heated community hall, they came together to say, let's work together. And out of that, we've established close to 50 enterprises. And we have more than 100 already listed, waiting for various enablers to take it to the next level. As I said, we are in Mpumalanga and Free State, and we're growing, and we are speaking to farmers in other areas. So last one also on these achievements, lastly, is we are also making inputs, speaking to government. And when we engage, we will share some of these engagements. We've recently had one with the minister, and it confirmed our belief that private sector must lead. Government cannot be a player and a referee in the same game. The private sector, through all these initiatives we hear this morning, you have clearly demonstrated private sector can lead. Government must enable, and we need to keep government to task for that responsibility. So these are some of the successes in terms of established enterprises. The picture below, you will see this gentleman, Johnny Carolus, with a group of 10, they started this enterprise in 2014. Last year, Johnny Carolus was voted the best emerging entrant, commercial entrant for the Western Cape. He's a leading role model from the Platteland of the Witzenberg and the Bokkeveld area. Another one, we see this in many of our rural communities. You see communities where there's informal piggery farming or goats, whatever the case might be. This is an example of where PLS got involved with communal pig farmers on municipal land. We got involved, we brought in expertise, they invited us, listen, help us to take this thing to a next scale. Through our engagement, partnering with local government, working to get commercial support, we are now turning around with their support and buy in this project. We've already get it right, municipality giving a 10-year lease on this land. We are now speaking to private sector funders to help us establish a better and an improved piggery enterprise. Some stories, as you can see from the Free State, we have grown from the Western Cape. We have inspired farmers in the Free State area under the leadership of Piet Potgieter and VKB to say, listen, we see what you've got right in Ceres. Let's do this in the Free State. And that example, and this was in the midst of COVID, that we launched Maluti Farming PLS in the Free State. A year thereafter, in 2021, we were successful in launching the initiative in Mpumalanga through the inspiration of farmers seeing what works on the ground. A huge focus, as my time runs out, a huge focus is on training and development. We have partnered with AECI, with Nedbank, with Jobs Fund to invest in training the new farmers, to invest in making sure that we plant the seed also in terms of the youth, that we identify kids from previously disadvantaged communities who never had an opportunity to grow up on a farm. There's a farm now currently being rolled out. It's a practical experiential farm under the PEALS framework that will give an opportunity to kids from the surrounding area in the Platteland to become future farmers if they want to choose agriculture as a career of choice. These are some of the enablers. I'm not going to spend much time. Suffice to say, each initiative has its own challenges. These are some of the challenges we experience, but I think we need a changed climate in our country. We are speaking to government about rolling out blended finance. We are not working in isolation. There's AGDA, there's many others. We are partnering with to become one voice to speak about what our farmers are doing, working together on the ground. I want to close, Chris, with a second above my time. I grew up on the Platteland. I'm a child of the Platteland. I'm privileged to speak all the languages in my province and in my Platteland. My parents were farm workers, both my mom and my dad. Today, I own a farm without state help, simply because farmers got together and say, we need to transform the face of agriculture. We need to create opportunities. It is possible, but we need to have that leap of faith that Omyani spoke about. Without faith, we won't be able to move. And without movement, there will be no progress. So thank you very much. I will be available until tomorrow to engage further. If there's anyone who want to learn more about the practical, how do you do it, so that we can engage and start the conversations today about how we can grow working together, to make working together the norm in our country. We are the hope of this country, not the politicians. Thank you.